Hello, this is Scott Cruz, intuitive medium life coach, blending the worlds of metaphysics and psychotherapy. Okay, today's topic is healing from a breakup. We've all been there, some of us more than others, but if you're human, you've been through a breakup. Okay, so I have simple tips on how you can effectively move on from a breakup, heal, and allow yourself to be open for a future relationship. The first thing is, remember the actual cause of the breakup. I know it sounds simple, but many people forget about this because they're so hung up over the loss. I put that in quotes because you're not really losing anything. It's kind of like a transition of life, a growth, a realization. So many people get stuck in that loss, they forget the actual reason, the patterns that led up to the breakup. Remember this, okay? Because I know it feels bad when you lose something that you thought that you wanted, or you lose something that you loved, or whatever the case is. That's not being rational. Okay, so again, remember the actual reason for the breakup is going to help you, because again, your wishes for what you wanted and your hopes that you wanted for the relationship does not override the actual problems. So again, remember the cause of breakup. Number 2, allow yourself to love them. After a breakup, so many people say, I still love them, I still have feelings for them, and they almost punish themselves for still having feelings for them. Don't do that. Your ability to love is a strength. It's a positive. You just want to adjust now and understand, okay, well, what are certain things that you've tolerated that you should not have tolerated? Okay? Of course, there were wonderful things about this person that you did love. That's why you're with them. You're not a fool. But there are also things within the dynamic that just don't connect. It's important to understand that, like we said in step 1, is to remember the cause. But allow yourself to love them for the real reasons that you were actually with them. But understand too, your wishes and hopes also project a love for them that may not be present, okay? But allow yourself to love them for what it was, to actually embrace the experience and also embrace the problems that actually transpired. Now, as humans, we can form attachments to almost anything. When we accept something, we invite it in, we can form attachments and then start loving them no matter what it is. A person, a condition, an object. Many people have disorders where they actually fall in love with inanimate objects, because we can easily form attachments as humans. So it's important to understand this power that we have, this power of ability to love. It's important for us to understand this so we can utilize this power wisely. Now, with this understanding that knowing that we can form attachments to almost anything, that's just part of the human condition, and that's a power that we have, it's important to understand how to utilize this power. And so this way you can be more self-reflective and asking yourself, did I fall in love with an idea? Did I fall in love also with a pattern that is not a pattern that is really truly reflective of what I want? Or did I fall in love with a pattern or an idea or a person that's just unhealthy? Because when you identify that, then of course you will change perspective and you will change behavior just by the simple realization of that. Of course, it'll take work for you to get yourself into a newer momentum, but once you start getting the momentum started, it becomes rather easy. So understand how you can actually attach and understand the power of your ability to love is very important. Next one is, don't feel foolish because you learned now. I chuckle because many people beat themselves up for the good things. Take an example of a child trying to learn how to ride a bike. He's not familiar with it. He's not comfortable, so he's going to fall off. He's going to fail. Would you call him foolish? Would you call him stupid? And when he finally learns how to ride the bike, would you teach him to look back and tell him how stupid he was because he didn't know how to ride it? Now he knows how to ride it. I mean, it's a very simple analogy. However, it's the same with our lives as we're growing with certain areas in our life. In relationships, for one of them, and how to love and the ability to receive love. A lot of us were not taught this growing up. A lot of us were not taught about self-love or even the ability to allow love or even the balance of love. A lot of us were not taught this. So we have to learn this and kind of figure it out for ourselves. So we do this through relationships. So if you allow yourself to say, well, I've learned my lesson through these situations, and actually celebrate this instead of beating yourself up for feeling foolish, you then allow yourself to change, move on, and embrace the experiences that you've had as learning curves. The natural essence of life is growth. That's just what we do. That's how we are as consciousness. That's how we are as souls. We're learning, expanding. And so that's just a natural evolution of the soul. So we can't stop doing that. So celebrate it. Don't feel like a fool and call yourself a fool and beat yourself up because you just now learned the lesson. I mean, what you might be learning now, someone may have already learned, but at the same token, what you've already learned, someone else might be still learning. So don't compare yourself to other people when it comes to learning your lessons. The last and final tip, use all the information that you've gathered to redefine what relationships really mean for you. For you and to you. What do they mean, right? So in a sense, You're redefining what an actual dynamic looks like in a relationship. How do you show up for a relationship? Some of you might be on the other end of the breakup to where you actually are being told that you are not showing up enough, not being loving or understanding enough. So now's the time to redesign your future relationships and showing the person that you will be in those relationships as far as being more loving, being more understanding. And some might have to reimagine how they're receiving the love and just providing the actual balance of a relationship. Now is the time to redefine. The more you redefine what you know is true for you in a relationship, this breakup that you're going through will seem completely necessary to you. And you'll easily detach because you realize the actual dichotomy of the two. It will be clear to you that where you're defining for the future is where your soul is truly, and your heart and soul is really truly intending to be. And the breakup and the relationship that you're leaving behind you needs to stay behind you. Therefore, you will be in complete acceptance of the past, present, and the future. That's where you want to be. That's where you need to be, right? In total peace and acceptance of the past, the present, and the future. Because just as we can form many attachments to many different things, attach yourself to the truth of your own soul, the truth of your own desires. Attach yourself, fall in love with yourself, fall in love with those ideas, fall in love with your own self-value and worth. Identify the self-value and worth that you have within. Expand that, extract that. See in life how that can be reflected to you through another person. Then, of course, everything just starts making sense. You start achieving more results that are in your favor. Because you're ironing out all the subconscious residue of your past and past patterns that need to be identified and reprogrammed in order for you to get what you actually want. So these breakups, these relationships are revealing to you the imbalances you have subconsciously and emotionally, internally, within the soul, within the spirit. However you want to identify, it's revealing the problems for you. Work them out. Don't drag it out. Now, although these tips can help put you in the proper mindset to heal and move on from the breakup, you might need some individual assistance from an intuitive like myself to help you to see things that you probably cannot see in the relationship that you were in, to identify certain patterns that you're not seeing. If you do need that assistance more individually, you can book a session with me at scottcruzpm.com. There you can actually schedule a session at your convenience, or you can subscribe to this channel. I will be posting a video every week with a different topic. If you have any ideas for a topic you'd like for me to discuss, that you would like my insight and perspective on, just leave it in the comments below. And always remember that you are the god of your own myth. What do you want to create? Much love.